Here's Brody Brazil.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred, he's in Wisconsin at the Brewers ballpark. He's talking to the media because he's in town to kind of suggest that this venue needs like $500 million for repairs and improvements. That's right, $450 million he's trying to push either the team to pay or local or state government to pay. He just wants this venue to be up to what they say is MLB standards. I wasn't aware it wasn't up to those standards. Anyway, that's the backstory of why he's here, why he's in front of the media. But again, because there's cameras and reporters, they're inevitably going to ask him about the Oakland situation, and here's what he said.
I think they're pretty settled on a site, the MGM site. I think they have an agreement. It's really now a question of getting a finalized financing package that would allow them to build on that site. I think you'd have to ask the mayor of Oakland that. I mean, she said she had cut off negotiations after an announcement was made in Las Vegas. I don't have a crystal ball as to where anything's going. There's not a definitive deal done in Las Vegas, and we'll have to see how that plays out. It's possible that a relocation vote could happen as early as June. It's very difficult to have a timeline for Oakland until there's actually a deal to be considered. There is a relocation process internally that they need to go through, and we haven't even started that process.
Okay, in some ways that was a lot, and in other ways I didn't get hardly anything out of that. So I'm going to summarize the main points here, beginning with settling on a site. The MGM site? He misspoke, right? He meant the Tropicana site. Or is there a different MGM site, or is there something I'm not aware of? I think he's saying the Tropicana site. Let's go ahead and assume that, because the Trop site is already number 2. Remember the Wild Wild West site, 49 acres west of the Strip, west of I-15? That was first. That was the binding land purchase agreement that apparently wasn't so binding. Then the A's refocused. 9 acres for a retractable roof stadium on the Tropicana Hotel site with Bally's Corporation and GLPI. So there's even talk now, because the language that the A's are reportedly going to present to Nevada legislature, it's not even site-specific when it asks for public funding. That's right, the public funding request is not even site-specific. Like, wouldn't you want to know that if you were a lawmaker and approving this? Like, where are you actually going to put this money in use and in place? Anyway, from Manfred's perspective, and there was some talk that maybe the A's would even be exploring a third site officially. And there are other ones that unofficially they've talked about or talked to the owners of, but officially we're on site number 2. There was question of whether there would actually be site number 3. So according to Manfred, maybe don't expect a site 3 as of right now. He also said that Mayor Sheng Tao was the one that cut off negotiations when the A's had their Vegas announcement. But in reality, the A's made the first announcement by saying that they're done pursuing anything in Oakland. And then the mayor was the one who went back and said, well, we're also done. To be clear, that's Mr. Manfred's perspective and spin on this, but I think, obviously the way it went down on the night of April 19th, the A's said, we're shifting our focus to Las Vegas. We're turning it away from Oakland. And Mayor Sheng Tao said, we will not be a factor in the negotiations here. We will not be negotiated against if we're not working together anymore. So interesting that that's his perspective. He also said that he doesn't have a crystal ball. Well, he knows a lot of things. He's the commissioner of baseball. He's got a lot of inside contacts, and he's able to find out information that he wants, but I think he's trying not to predict anything or trying not to give you literally any kind of instinct he has towards anything, because he doesn't want to be wrong down the road. But it is interesting to hear somebody at the top using a reference like, I don't have a crystal ball. He also suggests that at the earliest, an MLB owner vote on relocation could happen in June. Now, the owners' meetings, I want to say, are June 14th, 15th, 16th, 13th, 14th, 15th, mid-June, a little bit before mid-June. I'm imagining they're in New York, just guessing. But he's saying that this vote could happen by that time. As I record this, we've got a couple days left in May. we're literally 2 weeks and change until these owners' meetings. And my last point here, my last topic, is that the internal relocation process with Major League Baseball hasn't even started yet. Is this an overnight thing? Can you get it done in 2 days and then they could take a vote on it? It just seems like with this bottom part not being done yet, how could you even talk about the earliest a vote could happen? I mean, sure, I guess that's the earliest, but is that even realistic to happen at this speed, at this pace? Just, it doesn't sound like it.